All right, now that all of our walls have been drawn out, now it's time to actually start constructing or building our walls. So that is today's activity. We're going to show you how to build your back wall or any wall. It could be a long wall with no doors or windows, because I want you to get used to just the layout of the sticks and the procedures and nailing and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing you're going to do is you got to determine which wall on your house is a plain wall. Now, if I look at my plan that I've been using all along, this wall right here, if you notice, does not have a door or a window in it. So this is the wall that I want to construct first. So what you will get is a long stick like this. You're going to get a long stick. And I got to take a look at my wall, and it is 20 feet. Remember, we're doing half scale. So I'm going to take a ruler, and I'm going to mark 10 inches. Remember, we're doing half scale. So I'm going to take my ruler and mark 10 inches. Then from there, I'm going to go another 10 inches. All right, so now that I have that marked out, I'm going to use any saw. The saws that we're going to use in the shop are this coping saw. All right, so we're going to take the coping saw, and you could use any saw that you have. If we're in virtual kind of teaching, you could use any saw to cut those sticks. So then what I'm going to do is put it in a vise or clamp it up at home, figure out how you're going to cut this. So you are going to cut this stick into 10-inch pieces. All right, make sure they're together, make sure they're the same length. Remember the old saying, measure twice, cut once. So now that I have my sticks cut, what I want to do next is I want to mark out where the studs go. All right, so just like the drawings, every 2 inches, line X, line X, line X, line X, every 2 inches. All right, so now I only need to mark the one, because what I will do then is transfer that data to the other plate. So we'll just transfer the data to the other plate. All right, so now that I have those marked out, now's the time that we can construct it together. But let's put it like this once and just kind of double check to make sure everything's good. Now, before we go and do that, I want to bring up something right here. If you take a look at this pile of the pre-cut studs. Now, I cut thousands and thousands of these every year. Sometimes I get students to help, on a variety of things, and they don't always come out exactly the same, all right? I apologize for that, but it's reality when we cut as many as we do. If you take a look at like this one, it's short. What you do is just pile them together, tap them down, and if you take a look, this one's short, this one's long. If we take a look, like this one's a little bit taller, those are all fine, but this one and this one would want to discard, because I could cut this one down. There's 7 1/4. This one is just too short. So this one will replace, get you a different one or whatever. Now, another thing to look at too is, if we take a look, see this one right here? It's a little bit thin on the end. All right, that stud's a little bit thin, This is a proper width. So you just gotta double check those and make sure that you don't have some ones that are bad. As I said, I do apologize if we got some bad ones, but in reality, when we cut as many as we do, things happen. So I want you to double check those. All right, so now I have, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I grab this right here, I grab my pile, check them out, make sure they're good. Now, the X indicates where the stud is going. Now, one thing you need to be aware of and be careful about is, look, We measured from here, didn't we? If I accidentally turn this one around, look, the X's are not on the same spot, aren't they? They're not going to line up. So when you go to put your wall together, make sure that your line X's are going the same way. One little trick that I like to do is maybe put a dot here, dot here. So when I go to construct a wall, I can line those up. So this is how the wall will go together. They will all go in here like this. All right. Now, there's different methods, and each one of you will develop a method that works best for you. So that is how the wall will go together. The method that I like to do is you're going to get a cup of nails, just a little yogurt cup that we got, a bunch of yogurt cups from a teacher a lot of years ago. What I like to do is take the nail, put it right here, start the nail on each one. All right? Start the nail on each exactly where they're supposed to go. So we're starting the nail. We'll do that for each plate. Now, if you notice, I'm only putting one nail in there. All in reality, code says you need to put 2 nails per stud. But we're only going to do the one for right now. So what we do then is, here's a little trick that I have. I like to take this finger, squeeze, push down on the plate, on the nail, and put it in. Go to the next one. Put the pressure on this stud, let this one kind of float a little bit, put the pressure on that one, and pound it in. We'll continue across there all the ways. Then we will, once all those nails are in, we will flip it, make sure you're lined up correctly. You're gonna flip it and nail it. So once you have one nail on this side, one nail on this side, then you'll go back, and you will then straighten the stud out and put in a second nail. So you need 2 nails per stud right there. So when you are done with your 2 nails per stud, then we can get this graded. Now if we take a look, here is a completed wall right here with 2 nails per stud. This is the back wall for this plan, which is similar to my rough draft. So you have this packet, and you can this will help you kind of see the layout and how things are going to go. If you notice, there's not 2 inches from here to here, and that we've talked about that. That is a normal layout of the wall for 16 inches on center. If you have any questions, what you're going to do is you either bring this wall up to me, I will then grade it to give you some feedback on things that maybe you need to improve on. Or if you are online, take a picture of that so then you can send it in for grading. Thank you.